All right, everyone, we're back, and I think we're on. I forgot to check. I always do this. I get ready, I'm in the zone to do the video, and I forget to check which part we're on. I want to say we're on part 6, 5 or 6. Like the My Hero What Ifs. I've made a note that a lot of these are gonna go pretty quick. Okay, it's part 5 is what we're on, and this will be the last part. We ended off with the beginning of the war. And now we're at basically the tail end, the Vigilante Deku arc and the final war arc. But we do need now. One of my normal viewers did bring up that I should be counting in the movies because they are technically canon. I gave my case to why I'm not going to do that. One, I actually have to watch the movies, and that takes time, and I have to find the time, and my free time's almost up, my vacation's almost over, so that's going to be a little difficult to do. Beyond that, though, here's the problem with them being canon, is that with the exception of something like Naruto The Last, where those canon events do play a factor in Naruto and Hinata getting together, the reveal that the Sengan is a thing, all that. And while I don't know much about the My Hero movies per se by like plot, I do know that even if you're making them canon, if Midoriya already is already as strong, if not stronger, than where he is in his canon point in the time period, talking about this is irrelevant because so like here's the canon, and then like here's their main story, here's boop 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 the offshoots. These are canon too. They're just not going to influence the final product at the end. Because if you're making a movie that's canon while your series is either ongoing or just wraps up, it behooves you not to do anything that would drastically affect the outcome of the story in the manga, because if people aren't going to see the movie, then how are they going to know when something changes in the manga? You see what I'm saying? Just because they're canon doesn't mean they're relevant to the what if, is what I'm saying. Other than that, though, someone did bring up something else that I really haven't done at all. I haven't done a lot of Kurama and Deku interpersonal talking right now. And one thing that got brought up, I'm gonna take under consideration and do here. Every once in a while, someone brings up a comment where I'm like, that actually makes sense. I should do that. And so we catch up after the war. Shigaraki got away. We know Deku could kill Shigaraki here. He's now got his full Nine Tails power, the Chakra Cloak, even Bijou form with training with Kurama, and his One for All is stronger here than it is in the original, and would be even stronger down the road. But he didn't do it because that's not in Deku's character. He's trying to save Shigaraki, and Kurama sees Naruto in that. And so, because he didn't want to kill Sasuke, even though he knew he might have to, he wanted to try to save his friend, his brother. So he sees a lot of Naruto in Deku in that sense. Deku and All Might, though, still make the decision, that they need to go on their own. And Kurama does concur with this. He just stops and thinks about what Midoriya is saying. Notes that it's true. We are a target. People are going to be in danger with us around them. So, all right, I'm with you, kid. Let's go. And they do. Now you have the Vigilante Deku arc. But I think the big thing here is that Kurama is able to keep him a little. Keep him more on the right and straight and narrow compared to the loner. I'm fine. Leave me alone. I don't want you. Get away from me thing. It's more that Kurama also understands the value of companions and friendship, thanks again to Naruto. And after they defeat Muscular, he shows up, just smashes him. He's trying to use more of his One for All than he is trying to use, say, the Kurama Chakra right now, just because of the quirks that have been, he's now has access to, like Fog, Fajin, and obviously Gear Shift. So he beats Muscular without too much difficulty. He then gets away. And he's doing his own vigilante thing. And then Lady Nagant happens. And before that happens, Deku is, he's just kind of looking over the skies, looking over the city. And he finds himself in his inner world with Kurama again. And they're just talking about, we can't keep this up forever. We're going to have to go back there again. Those friends of yours might not be as strong as you or Shigaraki, but they can still do a lot. They still want to help. It's like, I thought you said this was the right thing to do, Kurama. This is what we agreed on. That we need to stay away. We do need to stay away. The question just is, how long do we need to stay away for? Let me get the little Kron voice going. Kid. You remind me a lot. I don't want them to get hurt. I got to do something just to protect them. And here's a lesson. You remind me a lot of him. Him? Naruto. Naruto? Wait, you mean your former Jinchuriki? That's right. What about it? Well, he didn't have unlike you, he didn't have a lot of brains to begin with. But and he was certainly not the most popular around. In fact, because of me, the kid didn't have the best childhood. That sounds familiar. No, I'm not talking about the little mate being made fun of that you got, Midoriya. I'm talking about true loneliness, true. And he's kind of like just giving him that look, like saying, "Yeah, trust me, kid. You've had it easy compared to some people." And so Midoriya's just like, "Oh," it's like, "Yeah." But he never stopped smiling. Never stopped wanting to prove that he was better, going to be the best. He was going to protect everyone because that's who he was. And in time, and even though he tried to do things on his own, he came to know the value of friendship and companions. I just hope you find that lesson too, kid. And the messages are also there as well. Yes, but he needs to be able to protect one for all. If he does, his companions won't be able to. And some of them were like saying his companions aren't going to have the strength to protect one for all. Deku needs, and he's just going to be, like you guys said, he's just going to be a target. So we need to keep him away from people, at least for now. And Kurama's like, So that's up to you. And they kind of look at Deku, unless you're willing to make that choice, down the road, we gotta stay away from them for right now. And it's like, well, and Kurama off, and kind of because Nagat is a sniper, because a kid is like, "Kid, move!" And then Deku's like, it's like, what the? Kid's got good reflexes. And now she's just firing from it. There's a poo poo. Midoriya's just using float, trying his best to get out of there. Just like, this is ridiculous. And then finally it's like, got you. All of a sudden, giant Kurama hand comes. I was like, what the hell is? I was like, sorry, but I can't. Sorry, but this is. I'm gonna have to stop this. Just appears right behind her. Hi there. Boom. And the fight goes pretty quick. Now I can't remember the name of the villain who was mind controlling people, but Deku is tired. He's run ragged at that point. He's in vigilante mode. Kurama can only do so much, and luckily he can't be overwhelmed there because Kurama just, his chakra kind of goes into Midoriya. He just uses just a massive amount of chakra hands to wrap these guys up, and the villain's like, it's like, just pow, it just knocks him out. Kind of like there's a boo, all might little shot there. He puts the people down, it's like, and then finally Class 1A is there. It's like, no, you guys need to go now. It's like, you're not going anywhere till you hear us out, Deku. And so they're trying to stop Deku, but Deku, honestly, the problem here is what I can see happening, quite frankly, is that they spend a lot of time kind of trying to catch up to Deku, because Kurama, for all his power, can only keep him so fresh, let's put it. And so initially he just goes full on Kurama, just nopes out of there. So they have to keep doing this for a few extra days, for a few hours, few days, whatever. I imagine, like, say Momo actually succeeds in putting like a tracker on him, and so they're able to track him down. Eventually, tire him out to the point where it's like, okay, I'm sorry, I was like, leave me alone, I'm fine. It's like, no, you're not. Stop being a little asshole, Midoriya. Because I'm not gonna lie, while Vigilante Dark Deku's cool looking, he also trying to turn into a little bitch. I mean, Midoriya's kind of always been one, but in a different way. This one's like, I'm fine. No, you're not. Like, if Naruto was there, he's like in full Six Paths mode, and Kurama just, poof. No, you're not. Boom, down on the ground. You're getting a talking to. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. It's like, no. I like how I've seen clips of the abridged with Dark Deku. People have done that. Where it's like, a Dark Deku. Hey, no. His voice just comes out. Eventually, you get all the scenarios where people are cheering for him, rooting for him, and then you get the actual war, where initially they get separated, Deku from Shigaraki, and Toga tries to attack him. Unfortunately, both Danger Sense and Kurama would not be able to censor because she does not attack out of negativity; she attacks out of love. And so Deku ultimately still has to nope out of there. Fortunately, he doesn't have to use Gear Shift because, quite frankly, he can move at near light speeds, if not light speeds, with Kurama's Chakra Mode. So he rushes through there before using Gear Shift, or without using Gear Shift. And with flow, he's literally flying. So just boop, 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 hardening Chakra, using Air Gust, all that. Ultimately, he does come in. He's already in full-on Kurama mode. Now, granted, he doesn't have 6 pass chakra. That's a Naruto thing. He doesn't have chakra spheres. But he can still create, not truth-seeking words, but tail beast bombs. And so he makes like Shadow Cleanse because he's learned how to do that. Multiple Shadow Cleanse, starts using Gear Shift on Shigaraki. And honestly, I don't know if Deku at that point had resigned to kill Shigaraki at that point. We know that he kind of was given no choice near the end of it, but I don't know if that's the case here, or if he will really try to just save Shigaraki. Point being, though, is that the K here can't work on Midoriya, and I even think he tries to what? And because he's wrapped in, it's him wrapped in energy. And the Kurama's face comes out and says, "Sorry, kid, I'm pure energy. You can't break that down." And all of a sudden, that'd actually be a really cool thing to see. I don't think anyone ever thought of that, where Kurama's head comes out and fires a tail beast bomb out of there. That'd be pretty boss. Just boom, just bah! It's like, Kurama, what did you do? Don't worry, kid. He's too tough to go down from that. That wasn't even a 10%. But that being said, he's regenerating, and it's kind of slow because of the sheer power he got hit by. Yeah, Midoriya, just again using Gear Shift on him, plus his already insane speed going beyond. He is wailing into Shigaraki. There is no way Shigaraki wins this fight. Now, people brought up him giving All Might a Chakra Cloak. That is not what would necessarily happen here. However, what would happen is that when All Might squares off a one for all again, Midoriya and Kurama did put maybe 2 tails worth of chakra, have been storing up chakra for him to use in his suit to power the suit. That, I think, is the energy source, which I think completely eclipses the energy source he was using prior. So not only has he got the full echelon of weapons he has on there, he also has probably because they've probably been doing it periodically over and over and over again. All Might said, okay, whatever you got, whatever you're willing to put tails worth in, tails worth. So he's technically got more chakra than Kurama, because Kurama's just been storing chakra in there, whatever the equivalency is. So he literally is wailing into one for all with the power of the 9 tails right now. So every one of his weapons gets that power amp. His strength is amped. His defenses and shields are amped. That laser beam is amped. He probably even concentrates every single bit of his remaining energy into that. And I think he actually kills one for all. I think Stain also still gets killed here, but I think he actually takes one for all down. Right, all for one down. I think he just straight out does it. I mean, we know All for One still ended up dying anyway, at least that body, but his consciousness still lived in Shigaraki. So as the fight goes on and him and Midoriya are squaring off, he realizes he can't get through to this guy no matter what. So this is where ultimately he does end up losing one for all, and just starting putting it into Shigaraki to try to save him, alter the events the best he can. Unfortunately, it's not enough, and he still turns into the Demon King, as it were. Difference here is that Midoriya doesn't need saving from his hands, because he doesn't need his arms regenerated because he's still got Kurama there. Although I imagine that they still do that to some degree. And he's maybe got Kurama chakra arms here or whatever. And he eventually just looks at the Demon King. He's like, You brought this up. You think you'll stop me, Midoriya? Nothing will stop me. All of a sudden, the chakra just rises. And even all for one, the Demon King looks at this giant golden monster and just it's like, you sure about that? and just no. And just something just grabs like, let's it's like survive this. Boom! Just pretty much nukes him. And just gone. And so Midoriya wins the day. Kurama, his full power on display, waste him. He no longer has one for all. His arms would be restored probably. But that leads us to the aftermath, which we always see in like kind of some chapters. Him and Kurama are, dealing with the aftermath. Uraraka is very sad. I don't know if she was going to try to kill herself, but she was certainly depressed. And then you get the time skip. Now, would Kurama still be there in the time skip? No. I think Kurama somehow, some way, found his way back. Like, after all of a sudden done, the villains were pretty much all defeated. Midoriya and Kurama released each other, and through whatever shenanigans, Kurama was able to find his way back into his world, and says that, and as they part, he just kind of looks and says, "Don't worry, kid. Don't worry, kid. You'll do just fine. You did fine without me. You'll do fine, or you did fine before me, and you'll do fine without me. You never lose that heart, never lose that soul, and never lose." Never lose that will of fire. And then he just disappears. However that means he disappears. Maybe through ninjutsu shenanigans or shinjutsu shenanigans from his world. Maybe somehow his time frame up here is like worn out. Whatever, temporal shenanigans. And so Midoriya is now quirkless, Kurama-less, but not chakra-less. Kurama's chakra had permeated his body for so long, he does have his own chakra network. Granted, he doesn't know much about chakra. He doesn't have a chakra element. It's just like kind of pure chakra. But in terms of the amount of chakra he has after all these years and Kurama's body chakra permeating his body, I'd say he's probably like four-tail, like, and again, it's not like he's going to have the same amount of chakra that Kurama has or like his Kurama form, his gold one had. But something like maybe Four Tails V2 version cloak level of chakra, which is still a hefty amount. He's still got a lot of chakra, and so he can still pretty much spam shadow clones. And it's replenishing because it's now his full-on chakra system. So that is his chakra. So he's not a While he's a quirkless hero, he does still have power in this world. And so All Might helps him with a suit, gives him a suit to help him channel his chakra again, figuring out how to do the kind of tricks he used to. And that's how this particular story of My Hero ends. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Next week, we're going to start the what if Deku was the son of Lobo? This is going to be one of the big changes because I'm already going to guarantee you he's not getting one for all in that version. Because he'll already have the power of a I can never remember his race's name, but Lobo's race, who are also pretty powerful. Also, Lobo has a daughter, so I'll have a basis to kind of mold Midoriya into exactly what this version of Midoriya might be. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.